You know what I have a problem with? My mum and dad not getting jiggy with it about 15 years previous. Growing up in the 70s, 80s, from my point of view, it looked like it was probably the best era to grow up in. I'm happy with the 90s, ain't gonna lie. Thank God I'm not growing up today, because today's society growing up, it's fucked. Why 70s and 80s kids rule? The Ultimate Guide by Karen Morgan. This is what it was like to grow up in the 70s and 80s.
We didn't even need sunscreen. We just laid out on giant sheets of aluminum foil with baby oil and iodine.
Yo, can I just say that my dad honestly doesn't use sunscreen, so maybe this is true. He wasn't born in the 70s or 80s, he was born in the 50s. But maybe... Are you guys trying to tell me nobody wears sunscreen, man?
Tropic Red Label. We put our chairs up on the roof to get higher to the sun. And we only turned over when the radio station told us to. Right? We grew up in the way back seat of our mom's station wagon.
Yo, I want you guys to know, if you can relate to any of this. Obviously, this is going to be some sort of stand-up thing. I've never heard of this woman before, but I think this is going to be good. But I feel like it's one of these stand-ups where it kind of like relates to real life. So if you guys relate to this in any way, I want to know what you guys, what you guys were getting up to in these days.
Rear-facing at the people behind us. Just waving back there. Just waving. In Homewood Hills, our mom's station wagons were just aircraft carriers, just driving around there, launching kids left and right throughout the neighborhood. We had 12 kids in our carpool. 12 kids, well? 5 families, the Tillmans, the Barbers, the Kemps, and the Fowlers and us. 5 families. Nobody wore a seatbelt.
Wait a minute.
Not even in the front seat. If your mom...
5 family? What does that mean in a carpool? In one car?
Mom's arm wasn't strong enough, you deserved to go through the windshield. Nobody cared. Back then, we didn't have helicopter parents. In fact, we had the opposite of helicopter parents.
What's a helicopter parent?
We did. We had Home Depot parents. Where you think there should be someone working in the store that could help you, but there's no one around. You're on your own. This is Home Depot.
Where it should be.
Do you need a skill saw? There's only one left in the whole store, and it's way up there. So just grab yourself one of those rolling staircases, my friend, and crawl up there and get it yourself. But don't pull it over and cut your arm off, because no one will take you to the hospital. Here's what you get. Suck it up. Blow on it.
Yo!
Walk it off.
Yo, that's so true. Even when I was growing up, I was just told to walk it off. You'd be alright. This is the way it should be. Nowadays, I don't even want to talk about it now, man.
Rub some dirt on it. Bleed over the sink.
Back in our day.
My mom's favorite was don't bleed on the shag carpet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how about this one? Let the dog lick it, it'll heal faster.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, my mum said that to me before, bro, whenever I was growing up and I cut my knee a couple of times. If the dog licks it, it'll heal it. I swear to God, I've definitely heard that before. You guys have too, don't lie. You guys have too.
Nobody cared if we were bored. Nobody cared what our grades were. Nobody cared that we were eating lunch out of a lunchbox that was filled with unrefrigerated dairy products and rust. You had a rusty lunchbox.
Wait a minute, you guys had rusty lunchboxes? What, like, you guys had metal lunchboxes? Surely not. What?
Never going out of business. Nobody cared that we were being pummeled in the face by real red rubber dodgeballs. The real red rubber, not the little foamy baby ones they have now. Coach Mike's PE class. Right? You get pummeled, you could smell the rubber coming at you.
This is where it all went downhill.
When it hit you in the face. And then you had a crosshead.
That is a classic example of when it all started going downhill and everyone just became soft, man. Whenever the balls changed at PE, because our school was the same, we went from actually having leather football, soccer balls, whatever you want to call them, to this foamy ass shit. So if you get welted in the face, you laugh it off, but before you get welted in the face, and it makes you a tougher person. This is so true, man.
Print right on your forehead.
So true.
Right there. No one cared. Nobody cared about the trauma of sea monkeys. Who had sea monkeys? I'm still not over sea monkeys. I'm not over it. I paid my $1.25 out of the back of the comic book. I was supposed to get the whole sea monkey family.
The what?
The mama sea monkey,
What
and
is
the
this?
daddy sea monkey, and the baby sea monkey, and junior sea monkey. They had tails. They lived in a castle. And they were supposed to come live with me, and I could teach them tricks. That's not what we got.
What do you get?
That's not what I got in my mailbox at 192 Pendleton Drive. No, I got 3 envelopes filled with disappointment, deceit, and dehydrated brine shrimp.
What? Guys, what is she talking about? Do any of you guys know what? I have no idea what she's on, so if you guys want to let me know below. Again, like I said, a lot of these I'm not going to know because I wasn't born then. So I want you to tell me what the fuck is going on here with some of these, man.
Just a fishbowl full of bugs. It was awful. Nobody cared that woman on Romper Room never said my name. She never said my name. And I watched it all the time. I finally stopped and I started watching Officer Dawn instead. In the ooey gooey bag. It was much more fun. Nobody cared that we were being hurt on metal roller skates. The kind that clamped on your shoe, kind of like that, right? You did get hurt because you went fast, because you could not go fast because the metal on the concrete kind of went like this.
I feel like I know what she's talking about, because it went from those to the shoes that had the built-in wheel on them, right? But before they were clip-ons.
That sounds as fast as you could go, but
dangerous
about the
as shit.
Your foot came up out of that clamp, right? But the metal skate was still attached to your ankle with a little belt.
What?
So the skate would ram you right in the shin and then knock you down. No one cared.
You
no
guys.
one cared that Lady Elaine
You guys are built different,
sounded
man.
a whole lot like Mr. Rogers. Right?
If you were born in the 70s and 80s, you're built different. Just saying. Holy shit.
Just, he just used a high lady voice. It was very confusing. Or that she looked like she'd been throwing back a whole lot of Beefeater gin martinis.
Respect.
It's
Respect.
true. Where do you think she came up with boomerang, toomerang, seamerang? She was day drinking behind the museum go-round. No one cared. No one cared. Nobody cared that we were scared to death of Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka. He was scary. He sang that insane song. While the Oompa Loompas rode the boat faster and faster and faster down the Chocolate River.
I'm convinced that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is an actual horror movie. I'm also convinced the Chocolate Factory never existed. That's a theory I got. Do you know why? Because the song is, "Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination." If you want to view paradise, just look around and view it. As if to say, it's not actually there, but if you want it to be there, think about it, and it'll be there. He also says at the start, close your eyes, make a wish, count to 3, come with me. I'm telling you right now, the Chocolate Factory and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory never existed. It was a warehouse completely bland.
Into that tunnel.
Just saying.
Where we saw a chicken getting its head chopped off and a millipede crawling over some lady's face. And then at the end of the movie, Willy Wonka screams at poor Charlie Bucket in Latin, trying to get out of a contract through a legal loophole. A contract which, by the way, was not binding to begin with, because you can't enter a contract with a minor. But I didn't know that then yet, because I had gone to law school because I was 8. All I knew was that Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka was very, very scary.
Yeah, that is true.
Even just going to the movies back then was very different, right? We went by ourselves, right? Either our moms dropped us off, we rode our bikes, we walked up there. So if the movie was like G or PG, no problem.
Yeah.
Here's some PG movies they have now. Moana, Monsters, Inc., Frozen is PG.
Okay.
Here's a PG movie I watched as a child. Jaws.
What? There's no...
Jaws was PG.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I didn't go by myself. I went with my neighbor, Margie Hodges. I was 11. She was 9.
Jaws was a PG back in the day.
Our mothers just dropped us off
What
up at
the-
Beechwood Cinemas. Right, with $5 and said, have a great afternoon.
What the flip?
And mental health was not a thing at all. Nobody even knew what that was. And this was later on. I remember being in science class when the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded and everybody on board perished. My science teacher just turned off the television and went, okay, everybody turn to chapter 8, mitochondria. And we just went on with our day. Nobody came to our athletic practices. Nobody brought sliced oranges. And certainly no one was creating a play date for us.
Can you know what? You know what? See, watching videos like this, like, it actually just goes to show how soft the world has become, right? Like, there's no beating around the bush. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Today's society is the softest ass bunch of people I've ever seen, man. It's as if people who get on with their day and daily life right now want to be offended by things. Like, they look for things to be offended by. Instead of just saying, you know what, fuck it, we're all gonna die soon. Just have a bit of fucking fun, man.
That's right. At 8 o'clock in the morning, here's how my mom did a play date. Y'all go outside and play. Boom, she'd lock the door. We were out there all day. We didn't have anything to eat. We didn't have anything to drink. We didn't have a juice box or any goldfish crackers. If we were thirsty, we drank out of the hose.
Well, they all
Never
knew.
going out of business, y'all. And the water was hot, by the way. And what were we doing outside all day? Well,
Yo, I'll be honest. I was a hose drinker too, man. A couple, you know, like we didn't have a hose at some point, so we just turned the tap on out the back. You know, get the mouth underneath that water's probably swimming in germs. But again, it made you who you were. It made you tougher.
we were trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
We had rock fights. We had dirt clod fights. We had green pine cone fights. And we had BB gun fights.
Me and my 3 cousins used to go out and literally go to the construction yard and throw stones at each other. Just like stones, sometimes people got cracked in the head, blood everywhere.
Right. We were shooting each other directly with BB guns. Our parents knew it and no one cared.
The way it should be.
They bought the BBs.
See, at the end of the day, see if you come home at night,
And on special
unharmed
occasions, we would
and
ramp
alive.
up to Roman candle wars,
all
and
good.
bottle rocket wars, and all my dad ever said was, don't shoot each other directly in the eye.
Yeah.
Someday you might have to have an MRI.
Mm-hmm.
We made Evel Knievel bike ramps out of plywood and cinder blocks.
Yes!
Right? Nobody wore a helmet.
No.
We're all still here. We wandered around our neighborhood
Are
like
we?
little hobos just for hours and hours. One time, Ashley Farrell and I were in Homewood Hills. We wandered so far away. We got real tired. We asked the Charlie Chip delivery van guy for a ride home. I said, we're tired. He said, get in the van. I got chips. So we went in. And he drove us home, and my mom just said, thanks. You know, it was no big deal. It was a very different time.
Very different.
Now,
That didn't happen now.
sometimes my mom would give us money, and she would say, hey, I'll give y'all some money if you'll go down to Golden Pantry and get me some. Thank you. Cigarettes. She said, y'all can get your candy.
No, I
Get my
absolutely
cigarettes."
love that this
I could
crowd
go
know
in-
exactly
this
what
was the
she's
best.
talking about.
I could go in. I was 8 years old. Walk in there and say, I'd like to buy 3 cartons of Merit Menthol 100 Ultra Lights, please.
I feel like a lot of these rules changed after like the 2000s kind of era, because I'd also done this for my parents. I used to go to the shop to get my dad cigarettes, and it was no problem.
And they would sell them to me. At some point, you had to have a note, right?
Yes.
Mom had to write a note, and my mom would just write, Dear store,
I did.
sell my child 3 cartons of cigarettes. Love, Mom. And she would give us the money. She would not let us back in the house. She would slide it under the door. We were not coming back in there. She was watching
No.
Dark Shadows, and we were not allowed to watch that.
What is Dark Shadows?
So we would leave our yard unattended with no bike helmets and no bubble wrap, and we would leave. And we would go to the candy store, the Golden Pantry, and we'd stop on the way down there at the playground very different playground from my kids' Gen Z playground that has wood chips on the ground. In case the child falls, they won't get a little bruise on them, right? What we have? Just a giant sheet of cement.
Yeah, stones and everything.
You
Yep.
fell, you broke your arm, suck it up, welcome to the playground.
Like, again, I feel like this is changes that have been made at the start of the century, or start of the century, the year 2000. I feel like after 2000, it's just when it went a steep decline. Because the playground near us at our local park around the beach area used to just be a war zone, man. The swings, one of the chains, you know the way they're like double chain. Well, one of the chains was hanging off, so he kind of like swung with a fucking, on a slant. There were stones all over the place. The ground was cement, but it was cracked all over the place. So if you fell down, you're probably gonna need to airlift it out. It was just different, man. It was just different. You go down now and the ground's all made of rubber, nice and spongy, like she said, in case they fall. Grow up.
We had equipment that would kill you. We had that swing set that came up out of the ground. It would kill you. We had that merry-go-round thing.
Yeah, oh my. You used to have about eight, run and jump on.
There was always one friend that just didn't make it.
Did you guys ever get on the merry-go-round, but one of your friends got in the middle of it and stood in the middle while you and the rest of your friends tried to spin it as fast as you could? I remember being in the middle of one of those, man, and I thought I was gone. I thought I was literally about to take off.
They got like sucked into the rain hole somehow. Like, save yourself. We had the spring horse thing, and it would go all the way to it'd hit the back of your head, and then it would fling you forward, and you'd hit your face.
Yeah.
Hit your head. Hit your face. Our horsey part came off. We had a metal knob.
Okay.
Just went back and forth. Oh my God. And we had a slide that was so different. My kids' Gen Z slide is at an angle like that, ends at a little soft pile of wood chips. We all had that giant metal slide, just 90-degree angle, just sat there in the sunshine. Just heating up. Athens, Georgia in August.
Oh my God, that's right. It was just pure steel. And it used to, they used to get so hot.
Not anymore. It was just a broiler pan for your ass.
Uh-huh.
So we would take our burns and our wounds from the playground and we would go on down to the candy store and we would go down there. And candy was very different back then. Candy was mean to children. It was mean to us. We had atomic fireballs, lemon heads, just pixie sticks. Just,
Yeah, you know what? Like, see, when you think about it, like all the old kind of sweets and what she just described, like, why did we even eat them? They weren't nice. Like, why did we do that? Because it made us who we are today.
just a straw filled with sand and sugar.
Sand?
Right? And
Sand?
you would eat it like this, and then your spit would seal the end.
Oh my God, that's so right. Yes.
So then you have to eat the paper and everything.
That's
right?
so right.
With the entire family of wax candies. Wax lips and bottles, 4 colors, tasted all exactly the same. You bite off the top and you suck out that really yummy juice, right? And then you're supposed to chew on the bottle, which was like eating a birthday candle. Yum.
Nice.
There was the family of wax paper wrapped candies like a Nowlator or a bit of honey, and you could almost get all the paper off. But there was always that one piece that the machine just jammed up in there, so what do we do with that? Eat it. Yes, we did. We're eating wax. We're eating paper. And don't get me started on that toilet paper roll with the dots on it. Don't get me started on that. That's just mean to children. Mean. And then there was the family of jewelry candy. Oh, it was awesome. Ring pops. We're engaged.
Oh my God,
And then
yes.
there was a candy necklace that
We
came
had
on
the
a rubber band
necklace.
about that big. You kind of got it
Ours were just Haribo's though, and a packet of Haribo's used to get the little candy ring. We didn't get a necklace though.
over your head. And then
What?
you eat like this.
Oh, okay, she's taking a piss.
So you
Wait,
just
you
had
guys-
a rainbow of spit. Just
You
a
guys used to do
spit
that?
Rainbow.
You used to get one of
Coming
them
all
over your
down.
head.
And then your friend would come over and bite one off, and her spits on you too. So then we'd go around and we would get my mom's real cigarettes, and we'd get our candy cigarettes, which they don't sell now because it might lead to smoking.
There's no way that's why they stopped selling them. The little chocolate cigarettes. Oh my god, I forgot all about those. They were the best, man. I used to think I was so cool, man. So cool. Whoever said it might lead to smoking needs shot, because that's bullshit. It's fucking chocolate.
My favorite two kinds were the hard white stick that had red on the end, because someone painted fire on the for us to eat. And then the bubblegum kind you could pull out and blow real smoke. Right, so we would just stand out there.
What?
In front of the golden pantry, just smoking our candy cigarettes.
Wait, how does smoke come out of candy? Or are you talking about the actual the ones you don't eat but that you can blow the smoke out? I think that's what she's talking about.
Cigarettes and wearing our candy jewelry. We were just little candy hookers, and no one knew where we were. But it was the best of times. It was the best place to grow up, right here in Athens, Georgia.
What a video. Holy shit. You know what? That kind of puts it into perspective. Yeah, it just doesn't hit the same anymore, man. But growing up in the 70s and 80s sounded like it was a little bit crazy. I was a 90s kid, so I still had a little bit of the, you know, what's the word? Craziness, maybe, is a good word. But like I said, after the 2000s, kind of just went downhill and everyone just turned into little bitches. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Goodbye.